Shock Me. It's probably my favourite song on the album. It was a great intro to our debut album, and it's a great way to really show all of you fans out there and the world who we are and what we're about.
So Shock Me was a really cool bass riff I came up with by accident when I was trying to play Blake's Counterfeit riff. I kept on working on the riff, and I was so impressed with the sound of my mistake, and then I started playing it. I was like, man, this could actually be the start of Shock Me.
You don't know it.
Yeah, Shock Me. Real proper track. Really came along nicely with those crunching guitars in there. Just wanted to give it that kick of paprika, you could say, just to really give it a spice to the whole Ex-Nihilo. So yeah.
Yeah. It was actually quite interesting the way it was crafted. We had the 2 recording sessions and the week in between, and the majority of Shock Me was actually written in that week. Todd had the main riff, yes, but it was mainly crafted in that week.
It's pretty tough when all you do is wrong. Don't need a doctor, I need someone to write my thoughts.
Ah, yes, Little Towns. Yeah, we had that. I remember when Todd first showed us that track, he entered the living room and said, "Hey guys, I've got this new one."
I wrote Little Town. It was kind of a work in progress over all my free periods of school.
He played us 1 or 2 verses and this could be a good song for the album.
So Little Town, I actually wrote the song about my inability to write the songs for the album. It was really about my frustration, and after I wrote that song, it really all came together.
It kind of developed once we were in the studio.
Exactly.
Yeah. It was a solo track by Todd for most of the time.
Yeah, it was. We kind of had the idea of it just being a solo track and like kind of no drums or nothing. And then when we were in the studio doing it, it kind of just like within an hour. On our lunch break, it was.
Yeah.
On our lunch break, we're just like, we're just gonna chow down our sandwiches and then
Avocado.
get back in avocado and ham sandwiches. Then get back in the studio and we made the whole thing electric for the second half of the song, and powerful as well. And it just really came together in like an hour of our lunch break. And yeah, it ended up being a sick track that we decided we'll actually release as our first single.
Yeah,
But that's Little Town for you.
Yeah.
So, like, subscribe.
Happy Grunge is a really interesting song. We wanted a really 90s grunge kind of vibe to the song. We kind of hit this point where we wanted like a kind of happy part to the song. And so you get this section where it's all major chords and the bass is kind of doing a solo thing. And it's one of my favorite parts of the whole album. But it was really kind of out of context with the rest of the song. And then Kevin came up with this idea that it should be called Happy Grunge.
The other thing about this song is the amount of time signatures that change throughout the song. So we're grooving in 4/4 for most of it, but every now and then we choose to switch to 9/4, 3/4, 4/4, and 6/4. Yeah. Counterfeit has that sort of catchy feel. It's solid rock, but also it's got that more mainstream, listenable, ear-friendly type genre.
It's really got a great guitar, like it's a really guitar-oriented song. Blake and I are constantly switching lead parts, and I really love like all the solos and stuff. They're really feel-good melodies and things.
In the bridge, it's a nice section because we all like follow different timing, and then at the end we lead up to the same spot, and it's really nice to listen to.
Yeah, but overall it's just got that really nice, fun, but rocking feel to it. So
Yeah,
it's
it is
one of
fun.
one of the better songs off the album.
So tell us about Stuck.
Well, you know, it's just your classic rock song. It's got 3 chords in it that repeat for around 6 minutes. Really good melody for the vocals that play around with the chords a lot, which I really enjoy singing.
Oh guys, come on.
Our chauffeur is here, so we better get moving.
Stuck, your classic rock song from the album. Just a bit of Foo Fighters influence in there, with of course our own seasoning.
Yeah, Stuck. It's high on the excess drum fills, which is always good, of course. I go through a few 16th note triplets around the toms and everything. It's a great song for me to jam out, definitely.
I really wanted to start the song with the vocals. I had the idea of having a megaphone brought in and starting it out with a megaphone, but we didn't have one. So Jared worked some of his magic and made it a lo-fi sound. Really cool. I liked it.
Good on him.
And for the verse, we had a bass and drums just for like the first 12 bars, which was really good. It adds a punk vibe to our album.
Keep it real.
Yeah, stop.
West Side.
Listen to Bloom, yeah, I rock. Don't you believe I'm from Woodstock?
And listen to Sharon Bonham's Play from the 60s. Very cool.
Basically, Just a Loser is a song that we made in 1 hour, and
Is that right?
that's right.
Blake, you gonna tell them how you come up with the riff?
Yes, very much so. So what was happening is I was just like playing some guitar, and I just went down, and I just like boom, there it is.
And it's a song about all the people you find in Melbourne that we call them the hipsters, and they're basically these utter trash people who think they're from the 60s, act as if they're from the 60s, dress as if they're from the 60s, and yet they've never listened to Led Zeppelin in their life, never listened to Jimi Hendrix, never listened to Janis Joplin. And I tell you what, these people are despicable. They listen to Ed Sheeran.
Man, those kids are retarded.
World didn't play into his hands. His life started falling like the sand. Life was good before.
Sucks to be you. Yeah. Definitely one of the heavier tracks on the album. Yeah, that's about it.
So I wrote some lyrics during my media class at school, and then that afternoon I was doing my homework, and I could hear the boys on the other side of the house jamming a song out or something, and I couldn't concentrate on my homework. I was singing the lyrics that I'd written that morning in school to the tune of their song, and I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good. So I went over to the other side of the house and I started singing it. I sung it for the boys and they liked it, and I'm like, this doesn't even need another guitar part. I'm just gonna rock it.
Rock it.
So the song's about a mate of mine who he had it all, and then he went through a really rough patch. Got his 2 front teeth knocked out, and so I wrote the song about him. And one of my favorite lines of all time I ever wrote was just the bridge. He keeps the smile on his face, but his smile is proof of what took place. It's a beautiful line.
Close to what I want, but I'm far from what I need. Why won't you just
So not the favorite, the first song we ever wrote as a band together, and it will always be special to us in that way.
It's a really powerful rock ballad, a real essential to have in the album, and it's really good that we added that.
Yeah, it originally wasn't so powerful. You can hear a demo on SoundCloud, which is really recorded for free by our friend, but it was really kind of a poor recording. And then we added in some bridges with lots of distortion and stuff that really kicked it up a bit. And we added them in the studio. It was kind of like a last minute thing, and a really good addition to the song, I reckon. And I love how the song turned out. And as Kevin said, it's always going to be a special one to us.
Yeah, so stand out from the crowd. Not really much you can say about this track. It just got that powerful riff in there, written by myself. But otherwise, it's just a really hard rocking song.
We're gonna show you how we can get some money back from these beer bottles.
Alright, let's do that, shall we?
You wanna walk right in here?
Lyrically speaking, it was the only track off the album that I wrote. Otherwise, they're all done by Todd.
Alright.
See this sign up here?
No.
Med her Rude Recycle Mug.
But yeah, stand up in the crowd. I guess you could say it's self-explanatory. Stand up in the crowd. Yeah.
Okay, so what you want to do is just want to shove that in here. Look at that. And then touch it forward as well. And touch it forward. Okay, let's see this here. You want to focus on that? There we go, 75 cents.
See it? Do you see it? There's my future hanging.
See it. It's your absolute power rocker, just constant rock and constant power.
Todd, you okay there?
I'm alright, thanks, Blake.
There.
Well, this is a great song because I saw it to be called See It, so
We foresaw that, really.
pretty much.
It was actually a lyricless song for the majority of the time. The first instrumental track we had, and later on, Todd finally got over his struggle of writing lyrics to that.
I had a real writer's block at the start. We wrote the song instrumentally around about the same time as Not the One, and it was the first song that we had really fully down, except for the lyrics. And
We got over the blockbuster.
writer's block.
Writer's block.
But yeah, publicly it's been well received, so we're happy with that. It's a rocking song, it's a sing-along.
It's a real sing-along as well.
Yeah, it's
In the album, you actually might find that it continues from Stand Out from the Crowd. It's always a cool feature.
yeah, true.
That doesn't need to be stated.
But yeah, other than that, that's it.
Now I'll pick me up again and remember your weakness.
Yes, Removing the Pieces.
Of course, our mum's favourite song. I'd been working on the song for a while. I had just the 3 verses and no chorus or anything, but I also had this bridge that I'd been working on, and it was good, but it didn't really fit the song. So I actually decided I'm going to scrap it, make it a new song, and it actually became the chorus for Stuck. So then I brought the song over to the boys and I said, what do you reckon of it? It needs a chorus still.
I thought it was great.
So yeah, so we made the chorus together and had the chords down, lots of distortion, and it was powerful. It was a really good tune.
Then I came up with this nice, like a stadium rock type singing, which was like the whoa, that part, and then we just harmonized it.
Want to get that first?
Let me just get that for a second.
The whole outro really just drives it home. The layers of the guitars build up. What else
But
happens?
we got like 4 guitars in there at the end there, which is not something we planned on doing, but it just to add that fullness to it.
We really wanted an outro that kind of like took you away from all the heaviness of the song. So when the rhythm section finds that last chord and just lets it strum out, I said, all right, let's keep these, you know, soft, slow guitars just going on,
And it just takes you on a journey.
it's really nice.
Cymbal crackles, of course.
Were you using the 8-inch or the 9? But that last crack on the fat
It was
right?
a 22-inch rag.
Oh,
You were close though.
Yeah.
that's only like,
Nice track.
it's only like 17 off.
And of course the 24-inch China hanging on the wall at that moment because I was using the splash at that point. The China was sitting here, the crackles here,
And the
splash.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us where what kind of?
Thanks so much. Thank you to the Carter. Thank you to the other bands. Thanks guys for coming. Have an awesome day. Enjoy the weekend ahead. Cheers. That's it for us. Thank you. Thanks so much. Give us a like on Facebook. Give us a follow on YouTube.